All right, I think we got everyone. Good evening, everybody, and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us at our September board meeting. I'm Kate George, the board secretary, and we've got our meeting tonight to go through some of our updates and chat through what's been going on. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and call us to order at 6:32. Okay. All right, and let's take a look at our meeting agenda tonight. So first up, we're going to have an opportunity for public comment. So anyone who's here with us in person or online is welcome to make a public comment of up to 3 minutes. So we've got the guidelines linked here in case you want to take a look, but we'll open that up shortly. Next, we're going to review our prior meeting minutes and see if there were any votes to be held tonight. After that, we're going to have the administration team's reports. So that will be from both campuses. Then we'll have a PTO update from Karen, a finance update from Lily or Kevin. Are you Kevin and Lily?
It'll be me.
Okay, finance.
The SFS.
Yeah. Then we're going to have a quick discussion about migrating from board docs to their new platform. We've got some committee updates, an update from our president, Stacy, and then we'll be adjourning the meeting. All right. Okay, so first up, if there's anyone either on the Zoom or in person who would like to make a comment, if you're on the Zoom, feel free to drop it into the chat that you are interested in making a comment. And Marissa's going to watch for those. And if anybody in the room would like to make a public comment as well, we'll have an opportunity for that now.
I know we've got some interested board candidates. Chris, if I know you were online before, but if you wanted to say anything else, because you're in person, that'd be great.
No, I just joined in person. Happy to be here.
Thank you.
My second email.
Awesome.
Nice to put a face with the emails. Thank you for coming.
And Ryan, not to put you on the spot.
Yes.
Marissa.
Nice to meet you.
This is our public comment portion, and you're looking to you to see if you want to introduce yourself as an interested board candidate to the board this evening.
Sure. So sorry I'm late. Rain and traffic are not friends. Ryan Fetchko. I have through a blended family, 3 children that attend IMO here. I have a 7-year-old in first grade in Parks. I have a soon to be 6-year-old in 2 weeks over in primary, and I have a 4-year-old in primary as well. And excited to join and understand how I can assist. A little bit about my background. I'm a civil engineer, licensed here in Florida and DC. I'm practicing for about 14 years. For my company, I operate as an associate, manage business practices, look forward to how we can engage in local communities and support community development. I've worked a lot with the city of Orlando in developing the ScreenWorks and Future Ready program and community engagement and outreach programs there. And I also work a lot with Orange County. By trade, I'm a civil engineer as a transportation practice. I've been looking how to get more emphasis on transportation out here in front of IMO and potentially make this a school zone. So I am working with Orange County a little bit and trying to poke them and say, we need to do a study because every morning at drop off, cars go by here very quickly. And there are people that do walk their children to school, and there is federal funding available for this. But I do work for advocacy groups outside of this, and looking at how we can engage in communities as well as work with disadvantaged communities and look towards access, mobility, as well as enrichment with things like education, access to technology, supporting the digital divide. But a little bit about myself.
Yeah. Awesome.
Thank you, Ryan.
No, thank you.
Thanks, Chris. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, and Marissa, was there anyone else from the chat who had wanted to make a comment?
I am not seeing at this time.
Okay. All right. I think we can move along then to the prior meeting minutes and vote. So I did link those up to the previous meeting on board docs and sent those out. Did anyone have any questions or concerns about those?
I did not. Thank you very much.
Anyone like to motion to approve those?
I'll make a motion to approve last meeting minutes as written.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, excellent. Okay, so next up, I'll turn it over to the admin teams for their updates.
Okay, so Kathy, I've seen you first since you're in Ireland. If you would want to. She's really
That's
not.
my bedtime, Heather.
I know.
Anyway, so everything is going great. 4 weeks into the start of the school year. As I've said in newsletters, classrooms are looking very normalized already with lots of great work going on. We are well into PM1 testing right now, with the next week and a half will be pretty much taken up with testing in lower and upper. We had a wonderful reading buddies training in the MPR this morning. Thanks to everyone who attended. That's where all our future volunteer readers come in and learn how to work with our little aspiring readers. So that was wonderful. We also today had our first Oakland Nature Preserve field trip of the year with Attenborough A headed to Oakland Nature Preserve. We will have a staff swap coming up. This is more of a staff thing, but on the 17th, we are looking forward to our main campus staff all heading over to secondary to get a tour there from Cindy and their student ambassadors. And then at the same time as that is happening, our secondary staff will be over in primary and elementary, touring those classrooms and learning about those levels with Eileen and me. So we're looking forward to that. International Day of Peace is going to be on the 21st, which is, I think, a Sunday. So we are going to, Saturday or Sunday, I can't remember what day it is, but we are going to celebrate on the 22nd, on the Monday, where we make our Mercedes-Benz logo out in the fields there. It's a tradition. We'll go for a peace logo. And then open house is coming up on Wednesday, September 24th. I know we have tomorrow night secondaries open house. On the 24th, we will have primary and lower elementary from 5 to 5:45, and then upper elementary from 6 to 6:45. So that's the news.
Awesome. Right. Melissa, I think I seen you on there. Would you like to share a little update?
Yeah, of course. Good evening, everyone. Nice to see everyone this evening. A few updates that we have. So we had the Montessori assistance training, which is also a Montessori 101 for new elementary staff and the assistants. And at the secondary, we shared last time how there was a Montessori grounding. So both campuses have Montessori principles alive and well. And those Montessori principles are embedded into the action plans that both principal teams have in place. As a key strategy for growing our Montessori academics, we have our professional learning communities going on at both campuses. So we have a plan in place for that, starting with whole staff professional learning. And then both campuses have engaged in the first session of PLC, or professional learning community facilitator training. What this does is it leverages the teacher leadership at both campuses to plan for student learning, utilizing our Montessori curriculum and best practices, as well as engaging in book studies. So we're excited about those. The elementary math committee will consist of teachers and administrators who are engaging in growing our math practices. And one of the books that we've selected is Montessori Magic, Maintaining the Magic While Addressing What's Missing, a new book by Sarah Kottman, and it really goes hand in hand with professional learning communities from a Montessori perspective. So we're excited about having that first math committee meeting soon, and we already have teachers who are signing up for that. So we're really excited about engaging the teachers in that collective practice. The secondary campus, I know Dr. Pagnotti hasn't and Kathleen haven't had a chance to talk yet, but they engaged their staff in some wonderful professional learning last week related to essential questions, which are a strategy that engages inquiry in our students at the secondary level. And that could be on a whiteboard in the classroom where the students engage in that essential question for deep learning, or on a study guide, which is part of the Montessori practices that we have in place at the secondary. So there's a Dr. P and Mrs. Robinson have laid that out for staff, some professional learning to look forward to in the next couple of months. In terms of our multi-tiered systems of support that we have at both campuses, we've had 2 sessions with the OCPS, MTSS professional learning trainings, which has really served both campuses in connecting. So we've connected in regards to the tiered systems for supporting students in both the academics and the social, emotional, and behavioral. We're really looking at a 3 to 5 year plan with the MTSS. This year, focusing on the academics and also laying the groundwork for an SEL and behavior handbook that we're going to be putting in place. The draft we have suggested to be completed by cross-campus collaboration by the end of this year. And Heather recently attended a professional learning training. She brought back some great learning for us. That kind of led to that idea of creating a handbook. And we have amazing teams and an amazing cross-campus team that's working on that handbook. We have some monthly touch points in place. Let's see. Montessori Education Week, we've had some planning for that. It's coming up in February. So we've had a chance to engage with the PTO related to this, and we're excited about what we can do to bring awareness to Montessori education. Montessori Education Week is a week that's celebrated nationwide, and it just so happens that at the end of the Montessori Education Week is our spring event. So you can look forward to that and know that there's planning underway. And I know we mentioned the secondary event, but I just want to put out another plug for that for tomorrow. I really encourage elementary families to come on over to the secondary campus and get a chance to tour our secondary classrooms and engage with our staff and hear about our holistic Montessori education and the experiences that our students get to engage in at the secondary campus tomorrow night.
Thank you so much, Melissa. So it appears that John is having a hard time logging. Oh, did he get on? Oh, yay, John. I didn't see you on there. Okay, then John.
I know. I had to, we're like the Marines. They had to adapt and overcome. I had to get in on my phone. So I apologize if I do the weird shaky of my hand thing. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Awesome. Is it my turn to go? Because I'm sorry I missed everybody else's. I couldn't get on before.
Yeah, go ahead.
Awesome. So we are rocking and rolling at the secondary campus. We are we have moved past the introduction. We are into the instruction phase. Our staff, our faculty has been really doing some pretty innovative interdisciplinary lessons. I know that I've spoken with several of the other administrators about some of the cool stuff that we're doing interdisciplinary wise, like in terms of our English departments working with our Spanish folks and then or Spanish teacher, and then also with our with our theater teacher, and we're kind of doing interdisciplinary lessons and field trips, which is kind of cool. I really love that. Ms. Cross is doing some de-siloed education. I love that. So we're seeing a lot of that happening. Our enrollment continues to, move in the right direction in terms of we're starting to get a few more kids come in. Cindy's doing a great job of working with families to get them in. I know that we have a few more on our interest list that we're going to be contacting. I think the number is right around 312, if I'm not mistaken. Cindy, can you correct me on that?
I think she said 311 with potentially
311.
6 in process.
There are 6 on the wait list today, so we're moving in the right direction, which we're really appreciative of the PR push on the secondary campus. So thank you all for helping out with that.
What's the goal, John?
Yep.
350. 350. Okay.
350. Yeah. Last year we were at 317 for most of the year, so again, we haven't hit what we were at last year, but I'm, with the folks that are on our wait list, we'll get there. And hopefully after tomorrow, we do have several, we have about a dozen families that are signed up for our tour tomorrow, kind of we designed it to have like a pre-meeting for folks that might be interested before our parent night. So I'm fingers crossed that we'll get a few more there as well. So again, thanks for everybody to everybody for really working hard and trying to get some students in our seats. Our teachers are working real hard to build out our academic program in a very positive way, and I really want to see kids in the seats so they can enjoy it. Right, the kids are wonderful, and they deserve to have more wonderful kids around them. So, thank you all for supporting us over there. Happy to update that our testing went fairly smooth. Thank you to Natalie Huff for our PM1 testing. We just did our makeup testing for Algebra 1 and Geometry today. So thank you for continuing to support us, Natalie. I don't know if you're on, but thank you. And we are past that, and we are rocking and rolling toward I can't believe it, we're progress reports already. So it's, again, fairly smooth start, but we're very thankful to be where we're at.
Absolutely.
Thank you, John.
Alicia, would you like to give anything to share?
We have moved through the big main hiring process, and we are in the process of hiring that Spanish teacher that we were working on last time. So yeah, making progress.
How many vacancies left?
With that, none. Right? I made some adjustments with staffing. Yeah,
It's great. Thank you.
Mr. Stephen.
So we actually are about to send Alicia a new base staff member. So we're expanding that program.
She got a break.
So we continue to grow that program and offer more seats to more kiddos. So I'm really excited about that and the work that Courtney and her team are doing. Orange County actually reached out to me last week, and they are very interested in coming out and repaving North Lakewood and adjusting our crosswalks and some other things. So that was very interesting that call came in. Some of the
Thank you.
and now I know why. Some of the board had asked for was the parent volunteer system, and I'd like to give you a little update on that. We rolled that out this year. I pulled data this morning. Over 50 families have already recorded some of their volunteer time, with a total of about 140 hours volunteered in the first 5 weeks of school. So we're really, really appreciative of that level of community support. And I know all the teachers and principals are too. Clubs are getting ready to start next week in the base program. So I'm really interested to see what we can develop with show choir, soccer coming back. We already have a couple new clubs that we're going to announce next week, including a couple in our CASA program, which is something new. We've never done clubs at that age before.
Stephen, do they have to be in base to be in the club? Like, how does that work between the two?
They do not. Although if you participate in base, we're happy to give you a discount off of the club fees.
Okay.
But it's open to everybody, and we want everybody to be able to participate. So we're really, really proud of the work that all of those teams are doing. Something to piggyback off of what Dr. Pagnotti said. I was over at the high school today, and I had a student come up to me unprompted and talked about their iPad, and that they finally feel like they have a device that they can be creative with. And it made my entire day, because that was the entire point of why we did that, right? To unleash the creativity of those kiddos. So I'm really excited from a technology standpoint, and all of the operations team really doing well. I'm gonna shamelessly plug Heather's highlights that we're putting on YouTube.
There.
She has done a wonderful job with a very bad camera person. But I looked at those stats today, and we just posted one yesterday, and we've already had like 85 views on it. So I think the parents and communities engaging with that really well, which is something that they asked us to do.
Absolutely.
So that's all for me.
And if you didn't get to see it, we did highlight the secondary program. One of the things that you may have heard, we are going to do a whole segment just on our incubator program, but we really just wanted to let the community know kind of what we're offering at the secondary program. And I know they've talked about tomorrow night. We're really hoping to kind of increase and grow because there's a lot of great things happening there. I know Melissa touched on a little bit. I did attend a state ESE conference last week, and we definitely looking at what supports we have from a charter school standpoint for also just, that's a little bit of my background. So talking through those kind of things. So we were able to meet with all of our mental health behavior providers and start looking at, what's our tier 1 for behavior and mental health. And then tier 2 and tier 3, which then led into, we really need to have a solid MTSS handbook. So they have taken that on, and Melissa, kudos to you, and Sheila and Kathleen for looking at the academic side. So I'm really excited about the direction that we're going with that as one of our action plan goals. I did meet with administrators today. We had this great big plan that we were going to get through all of the action plans and our regular meeting, and that did not happen. But I think a lot of great things came out of it, a lot of making sure some of our procedures are still in place. As Kathy said, it's September the 17th. What does that look like for our staff to cross over campuses, and how do we ensure that both all staff members can talk about our entire program, not just one versus the other? We talked about, oh gosh, I can't even remember because there was so much stuff on our list, like even safety protocols, making sure that who responds to what. So we did have to extend some of the action planning. I'm actually meeting in the morning with the secondary, and then have Kathleen and Kathy's, not Kathleen and Kathy and Eileen's to finish up next week. But I'm really excited about us meeting our goals and staying on track. Of course, the action plan is always something that's fluid and that you're going to be able to transition depending on where we're at. But it's exciting to see the talk around student-centered focus of where do we need to be as educators to ensure we're meeting the needs of our kids. So I was excited through that meeting today. And it's just nice sometimes to sit down as an admin team and really talk about one, you just need somebody to vent to sometimes, but also just that growing in education. Evaluation was another thing. Like, how do we make that not a got you, that it's really about learning and growing for all of us? And so we talked through, like, what does our walkthrough template look like? Does that align with our action plan? And so looking and uploading that to our new system. So it's exciting to see all of the behind the scene things. And really truly meeting the needs of all of our kids. So that's a kind of an update too. I know we had learning our goals on there, but kind of where we're at. Then enrollment, I know a little bit that's been touched on. We are slowly starting to enroll kids. We have at the elementary campus a total of 31 slots. However, of course, that is down from where we were at the last meeting. But if you remember, when I did the numbers for our budget, I didn't include yet the upper L. And so we honestly are working, because now if you take that upper L out, we're down 12 kids. So we are, decreasing that number. Of course, kindergarten is higher, but they're enrolling. But that's because if you remember the primary classroom, we had 3, 4, and 5-year-olds together, and we turned that into like an all kindergarten to meet those needs. So that's why that's a little higher. So we are getting there. So that's exciting. Hopefully we just continue to kind of have that push. I'm excited to see what we get tomorrow, like who comes out. Which then leads into the PR marketing committee that we had. That was a 2-hour meeting that we probably could have done looking at Karen. We probably could have done for a lot longer. But first I have to say thank you all to our community coming together. We had several online, several in person, and truly developing a plan that helps market our school and our programs. I think we're getting there, like trying to get out that PR piece. I know they're working on behind the scenes of a landing page for all of the content we had. Then we're going to do the website design, working on our social media. So we have a couple people that's helping me to like, how do you push that out? So I'm excited about where we're going to go. And it may not mean that we hit our full enrollment by this FTE, but we can definitely look at the February FTE. But then long term, I think we just took our eye off on, we've always had a wait list, which Karen pointed out could be a good thing or a bad thing because people get tired of waiting on the wait list, so they move on. But it's been a lot. Cindy's done a lot, really everybody that was on that committee. So I'm excited to see that our community gets to see all the great things that are happening here. Bus update. I did want to kind of just put this out here. We have not forgotten about the bus, but we have kind of just paused it a little bit. Over the summer, they worked really hard on getting it all cleaned out and have AC and all of that stuff. The next step is painting. So I am going to put a little plug out that I would like to maybe open it up to the community, that if they have a family member that is a mechanic or owns a shop that would be willing to donate paint or maybe set up like a Zephy that somebody could donate money towards the paint. We do have Karen with PTO has been, gracious to get people that's willing to volunteer to paint it. One of the things I had been hearing though is you definitely don't want to paint it in heat. So we were hoping to have that done by October, and looking at the way it's raining and heat, I don't want us to swap something out. Yeah. And then, a year from now it looks bad. So I haven't put it out yet, but hey, if somebody knows of a company that would be willing to donate, it can't be your regular paint. It has to be automotive paint. Willing to donate automotive paint or, donate towards it would be great. Cause what did you say about the
do you know what the cost would be?
I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's a significant amount of paint because you're also covering over that bright yellow.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to
It's like a base
coat it
yeah.
2 or 3 times.
Yeah. And especially that top being rusted. I know we're gonna have to do some work and prep to get it. So that will be one of my next messages out is, hey, and I hate keep going to the community for every, families for all of that. I really am hoping businesses would be willing to, hey, I need a tax write-off and I have all this extra paint or money and I want to throw
it on there for you.
Yeah.
Partially your full sponsorship.
Yeah.
And then you're always on campus as everybody's walking by. You're seeing that sponsorship maybe.
Absolutely. So we haven't forgotten it. And we're not going, that was the question that I was asked, are you going to just not do no, we're doing the bus.
Yeah.
We've made it this far and I'm excited about it. It's just not going to be as fast as what we had hoped. But that bus will be, ready to roll, as an innovative way for kids to have another place. So that's definitely, I think that's all that I have on as far as updates, action plans. Do y'all have any questions?
I mean, I think there's a lot of good things happening. It's so exciting to hear all the way across the board, the focus on just making sure that our kids are academically being challenged and supported. I want to know the circumference, the area, all of the things with that peace circle, Kathy. But so that is on upper L's. Put that on their plate that they need to calculate all of those circle features, know the radius, know the diameter, all the fun stuff. But it's so exciting just to see all of those pieces coming together. I love the training. There's so much academic training coming in already. So across the board, and then the switching campus, please share that because I think that's good for our families too to see and hear from our community that way too. That's fantastic. Great stuff.
Yeah, that was a long update. A lot's going on.
There is a lot going on. It's so easy. I think I actually said this to Stephen maybe yesterday. it's easy sometimes to get caught in the negative.
Mhm.
Like, oh my gosh, this is on fire and this isn't going and this, but when you really sit down and look at it, there's so much growth happening and our staff, like I cannot even thank them enough. Like they're the ones in there grinding every day. So really, it's hard. Sometimes you get wrapped up in all of the logistics and the legal and the documents and talking to lawyers and stuff like that, that I don't want to forget. This year has been my own personal mission that I'm not going to forget about, that there's a kid standing behind every decision we make. And staff who are grinding every day to make sure they're meeting the needs of our kids. And we can't lose that. So we talked about, like, even on the swap, it's great for them to talk to each other about different things, but we're not going to end it. We want them to have time to actually just community build themselves. Like it sometimes gets so isolated. So we've already been looking at what's next. What's something community building that staff can just go and unwind and say, oh, it's been hard, but it's rewarding kind of thing. So
Heather, can I piggyback on your sentiment there around focusing on the positive? We put shout out to the community to give us some reviews because our new Facebook page had no reviews, and there was a couple of big school review sites that had nothing for us. Oh my God, guys, like when you read, I'm sure everyone on here has already, but if you haven't, do yourself a favor, go read the reviews. Oh my, crying into my cup of tea in the morning on the couch reading the reviews, because they're so heartfelt. And everyone who is part of this community puts in effort to provide the community that we do, and then to read the reviews and see like that people notice, like they know the work that goes into this community, and they really feel grateful for its impacts on themselves, their kids and their families. Anyway, go read the reviews. They're gorgeous. And thank you to everyone who wrote one. It was really appreciated.
absolutely. It really was. It's amazing to see. Do you want me to just roll on into the next? Okay. So one of the things, and this is kind of Alicia is with me on this one. One of the things that you have to do, is it every quarter, I think, or every time it changes, the out of field?
Yearly.
Yeah, is it yearly?
Yearly.
Okay. I think we just have to make sure it's updated. Yeah.
Mhm.
Is our out of field employees. And you'll see on here, a lot of it is ESOL. And so that's just the courses that you're mandated to take as a teacher or an educator. I had to take it myself, of making sure you stay in compliance with your certification. So those staff members that's not received their full certification in that will be considered out of field. We have to notify our families of that. So it'll go on the website. We do have 2 teachers that are just teaching. Would you explain a little bit more of that?
They're teaching additional courses in the subject area that they're not yet certified for.
Yeah.
And they're working towards that certification. One of the teachers does have a minor in that subject area, so we're looking to get that approved. It just takes a while through the DOE, and then the other teacher is studying for taking the subject area exam.
So we just need approval for that.
Yeah.
Move to approve the out of field teacher.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Excuse me. We do that one every year. So.
The next one is the school safe school plan. I did share that under the administrative side. I want to be very, this can't get out, like this is our plan. They did, after reading through it, they changed the wording this year. So in the past, every year you've had to approve it. This year, the only part was the reunification plan part of it. So we already did that, if you recall, at our last meeting.
Yeah.
So this was just more, at first I thought we had to do it again, like a board approval, but we really don't. So it's just more for you to know, like if there was a severe emergency, how we're going to respond. Staff have all been updated on their piece of that, but that's just not a document that we can get up to the community. So again, there's nothing really you have to do with that one now, because we already had the reunification plan, but I just wanted you all to know that we do have that safety plan in case something would happen. So that's been downloaded on the administrative side.
Sounds good.
I think that's it for me.
Right. Easy peasy. Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Okay. Next up, we have Karen with the PTO update.
Hello. Hope everybody's doing great this evening. First up, we have gardening days continuing to help beautify our campuses. We have them on the second Saturdays and the fourth Sundays of each month. So if you are interested, please come out. Green thumbs are not required, but certainly we enjoy having people that know some. Let's see, we had our first 2 monthly meetings of the school year. And we do encourage parents and guardians to join. We do offer them virtually as well as in person. Some of the months are in person, and they're held every first Tuesday of the month. So please attend if you would like to know more about what we're doing. We collaborated with Dr. John and hosted Morning Joe with Dr. John last Friday. Thank you so much for doing that with us and for us, John. Appreciate you. Let's see, we held our first Spirit Night at Pelican Snowballs. That was in August. And then we have our second Spirit event coming up this Sunday. We're kicking off National Arts and Education Week with the Board and Brush event in Ocoee. And it's a make and take event, so you don't have to come back for it later. We get, let's see, for every entry, we get $5 back. So it's a good thing. It's an hour-long workshop. So if you're interested in that or even just want to explore it, go to our website, ptols.com, and join. If you're not doing anything on Sunday, we have workshops at 2 and at 3. Mark your calendars. Make sure to save the date for Fall Fest 2025. It is again at Amber Brook Farms in Eustis, and it's going to be on November 8th. So make sure to hold that day and join us because it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're hoping to have some of our student activities, clubs, organizations there have already reached out to Piper and Phoebe in hopes that they might be able to have performances and have lots of other fun things planned. So definitely fundraising as well. So far just for Safety Patrol, but we're hoping to get robotics involved as well. And we will be at the open house tomorrow at secondary campus, and we're excited to be there. Come out, buy a shirt because we will have some merch there. And if you don't know about us, come and learn and talk to one of us. So thanks.
Thanks, Karen. Thank you. Okay, next we're going to hop over to Lily for that finance update. And Lily, just so everyone is aware, the audit was not going to be available by the time we had this meeting. So we may possibly need to add a session later this month if we need to approve that before the next monthly meeting, which is the 3rd week of October. So so just going into that, making sure everyone's on the same page with that. And I turn it over to you, Lily.
Okay, well, good evening, everyone. Thanks for that update because I was actually going to mention it as well, but thanks for doing that. Talk about grinding. We have been working a lot. Thanks, Heather, for mentioning that because yes, there's been a lot of behind the scenes work. I do want to, before I give it to SFS, because Miranda Pugh is going to present the July financials, I do want to mention that July and August are very heavy on purchasing. So sometimes 70 up to 90% can be purchased at the beginning of the years because we're getting ready for our classrooms and all that. And so just don't worry about that part. I think everybody kind of knows that's the norm for every single school. At the same time, we are in the middle of an audit, so there's just a lot going on behind the scenes, a lot of back and forth with our auditor, and really digging into all those details that go back from July 2024 up until June 30. So that's, just another area, but I'm going to go ahead and pass it on to Miranda.
Okay, would you like me to share my screen or do you have something there?
Make her a co-host.
Oh, yeah. Hold on 1 second. I'll make it co-host.
Okay, thank you. And like we say, July is kind of really a hard one to look at because it's your first month coming in. There's a few things like your capital outlay. We just received an email today from the state. So we're hoping that maybe those funds will be released hopefully this month. And normally when they do that, you get it a couple of payments at one time. Your LCIR doesn't kick in till February, so you won't see funds like that. So with all that, that does have an effect on July.
Hey, Miranda, would it be possible to zoom in a little bit? Might be my old lady.
Sorry?
I'm struggling. Yeah.
You saw me get close. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Is that good now? Oh, that's too much. Sorry.
Yeah, that right there is perfect.
That was going that crazy on me. But you can see the school's cash balance right now is 1.4. The cost is 200,000 and the savings is 4, which your total cash balances is 2.1. Of course, your bond pay cash is on there too, which that's not for your operating. Your accounts payable was at 23,000, and that was just timing issues of when the invoices came to when they'll be paid out in August. We're at 8%, which we should be for our FEFP. We haven't received, like I was talking about, any of the capital yet because we're still waiting for the state to have those funds come down. We have received some, I believe that was IDA money that came in from there. The CASA, we don't have much in it because that starts, y'all start back to school in August. So that should really start picking up in August, as well as your food service. So you can tell right now we're at 6%. We should be at 8. With it being July, that's still really, really good. For our salaries and benefits, we are at 5%. Our facilities, we're at 11. Our debt service, so your payment comes twice a year, and it would hit in July. So that's why a large part of that has already been expended. And you can see right now, but that does include your debt service. We are at a loss, but if you add your debt service back, you'll be at a positive fund balance. We are keeping an eye on your bond covenants. You're at 1.3 for your debt service ratio, and today's cash on hand looks really good. But like I said, all the upfront expense, we're still waiting on some things, so that will vary once the year goes out. So would y'all like me to narrow down into anything, or
Can you look at the month, the P&L? Sorry.
doing it by the function or by the objects?
Objects.
Objects, okay. So you can see like your base revenue is in here. There was a little bit that came through for your national school lunch, which makes up your 761,000.
For the school lunch, because that was an area where we were just cutting, I think, barely even last year on that. Is that a place where we're gonna be not making money, but a little bit? I think we were almost even behind a little bit with school lunches the previous year. So I was wanting to see if that, because they changed the structure of it or something.
So we thought we were, and then I met with Miss Brittany and she was like, there's no way. Like I've been working through, we found some things were miscoded.
Oh, okay.
So yes, they then broke even.
Okay.
So they're good. Yeah. But we did find some things that, like, for example, at the secondary building, we were taking a loss because if we order the food for a kid, whether that's because the parent paid for it or they're a free reduced kid, if we didn't hand that to them, we couldn't count it to get reimbursed for. And a lot of secondary kids don't even come up. No. So this year, Dr. John has Miss Kavita on it, and she is on it. But we were like, I think in 1 month we maybe lost $1,200 or $1,400.
Oh yeah.
And so we say to the kid, "You're taking."
Oh yeah, you grabbed this much.
And so because that's the only way we can claim for reimbursement, especially our free and reduced students. So that's what I would say to the community, especially like. Right now, times are tough.
Yeah.
And if you are struggling, fill out a free and reduced form just to see, because I mean, the eligibility really I don't want to say it's easier, but it's not as what people think it is.
Yeah.
But then if your kid qualifies,
They need to
they
take
have
their
to take the
lunch.
meal, you know what I mean? So make them eat the lunch. Also, Brittany was doing her best, but school pay didn't allow for that feature to shoot out kids who's, we're not turning a kid away if they need food. But the parent may have not paid.
Mm-hmm.
So it was not a great system. She was working behind the scenes really hard about trying to pinpoint that, who that was, who didn't pay, whatever, and sending out emails. Hopefully this system is going to be a little easier for that to just a click of a button. Like, hey, we gave them a meal today, because we order a couple extras. We won't order a lot and that's the hard part. We have to order our food 2 weeks in advance with the caterer. So we try to order a couple because the last minute parents may have forgot to pay, but then we don't get that cost back.
No, yeah.
So yes, food service, I say all that to say, I really think, we're not making tons of money on it, but I think we're going to break even. I just think some things were miscoded.
Okay. And how are we, and this may be a Lily question, how are we on school fund or supply fees? Thank you, Alicia.
Oh, and that part we are, Miranda, can you go up and get it?
We haven't received any in July yet.
Oh yeah, because I'd
So it's
also that's
July.
all gonna come in August, so we'll have those accurate numbers next month. We're just finishing month end for August on that. Um, but yeah, I don't have the accurate numbers right now for it.
Okay.
So that's for July. I do want to talk about the NSLP that we received in July. So that 17,000, it seems because they are sent out late, like a month after, by the time they're received and deposited, that's why if it would have come in June when it should have, then we would have seen that positive in June. But it's coming in after the fiscal year closes. And so it is one of those things where, yes, we can accrue it or we can leave it to see if we can see a positive for the following school year, the 25-26, if you know what I mean.
Sounds good. Thank you, ladies.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, moving along to our additional board discussion topics. So the first one I had here, I linked the pricing proposal. So for anyone who wasn't part of this conversation last time, we use Board Docs as our platform that houses all of our materials for our board meetings, all of our agendas. We post the recordings of the meetings there, all of our documentation, etc. Board Docs is going to be sunset, and the company is going to be migrating to a different platform called Diligent Community, I believe. Yeah, Diligent Community. So they have provided us with a proposal that I linked to the agenda. And Heather and Stephen wanted to bring it to you all just to take a look, because some of the options seemed a bit steep for what we're using, right? Yeah. Yes, they did say they would waive that setup and implementation fee, and they would do that implementation for us. But we'd be looking at $6,000 for the basic. So that's, yeah, agenda management and the transparency portal. So
What do we currently pay
yeah,
Let me bring it up. It's about that.
for Board Docs?
Yeah. Maybe. I'm trying to learn a computer.
oh, do you have a baby Mac?
So when I looked at this, if Miss Heather
Go
don't
ahead.
mind, I looked at it from a functionality standpoint of what I think we can use and what I think we need. Anytime we buy software, everybody wants to sell you everything because it's a great product. There's no doubt. But when you look at the base, I do think we need the 6,000. I think that for the transparency that it gives the community, I think that's a great platform. We don't live stream recordings. We already do that through Zoom. I don't think there's a lot of value in that. I was not sure how much value there would be in the committee piece. I feel like we do a pretty good job of that. And the policy publisher, we do all that through our website anyway. So to me, it seemed like
Base level.
base level and then leave all the add-ons off. That would be my recommendation to the board.
Did they demo those add-ons for you? And
I have not seen the demo. Board docs historically has been something run by the board exclusively external of our IT department. Because it is your private workspace. I'm happy to do demos. I'm happy to look at that, but I always want to be mindful of that's the board's domain.
fair enough. I mean, it is expensive,
Yeah.
but to the extent that it has really good integration into the other platforms and users of the committee system would have the familiarity that it's the same as users of the board system. Usually it's a board member running the committees. There could be value in it. So I'm sure they would sell it to us later.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I
wanted to
get
add it on eventually. Yeah.
Committee manager one, is that the one you're looking at? Like,
Yeah, in particular,
Yeah.
policies too, maybe. I mean, that's something we're slowly working on,
Yeah.
formalizing and professionalizing kind of how we present those.
Yeah.
So I wonder if we think we're without a choice almost to accept the recommendation of the basic package, but
And unfortunately, we do have to tell them by the 28th of this month because
Integrate it.
Board Docs is going under. So, Board Docs is no more. So like we have to have a contract signed by that day so we can migrate
the
that.
transition's happening either way. But,
Regardless, yeah.
Yeah.
but I wonder if maybe you could help us set up a demo that we could do just during a day.
There's a
sometime.
webinar. They did have a webinar and I probably have a recording of it that I can see if I can dig up and send out.
Oh, yeah, that's
yeah.
good.
I honestly didn't watch it yet, but I can do that and see what I think of them. Yeah, I mean, the only one that possibly interested me was the live stream essentials. But 'cause I just wasn't sure because that's adding a YouTube link.
But that's
But is
that part
that
is the piece that
as long as we're not going to lose that in essentials that we're able to.
because you're downloading the Zoom link
Yeah.
you're downloading the Zoom meeting to what, an MP4 or something and
Right.
putting it in
But we
a
are
drive.
able to add it to the agenda now. I don't know if that means we're going to lose that.
Well, so I look at the analytics of how many views your board meetings are getting.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you're getting 45 views per board meeting and I'm
Yeah.
3 of them.
Yeah.
So I definitely value the
Yeah.
transparency.
Yeah.
I've been a big believer in that. I just don't know. For me, I would rather spend that money on paint for a bus
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
Like, thinking about it,
Yeah.
what is the best value return for the kiddos?
Okay. Yeah. And
Right.
regardless, we can share out the link.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
even,
YouTube is public.
you're right.
and-
I can plaster that link in the minutes and on Parent Square and stuff. So it's transparent without paying
Yeah.
us dollars.
And Kevin, to your question, I serve at the pleasure of the board. I will do anything I can to make you successful while giving you the ability to have your software external of us.
We currently pay 5,000.
Okay.
Guys, what is the functionality of board docs that we can't replicate for free by just posting minutes on the website?
It's a fair question. Yeah, we do have, and you all have been in it longer than I have, so please
Yeah.
give a shout if I'm totally missing something. But Kathy, from my perspective, it's on the back end when I'm using it as like an administrator of that system. We have a really clear breakdown into like what we have posted as public information. And then when we're discussing private information, we can have that linked in a separate section where only those of us who are administrators on the platform can see it. I think there's even another level of security beyond that as well. I mean, I don't know that much of that.
Live updates, but
Right.
It's a user interface for dummies because
Yes.
most of us are dummies. And
and then we don't have to have access to like a school website piece to manage or monitor it.
but for $6,000 a year, we could have a non-dummy.
Yeah.
Do
doing
it.
on the website.
Right. I mean, I am a tech person. I could probably post things to a website if I tried real
I
hard.
was thinking of why, there was probably a reason why we went
was.
for doc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Kristen's not here to say five.
I think we were very rich there for a hot second.
if we want to look at it this way, it's 2 pieces. There is the minutes, and of course, we could post those publicly on the website. That's not a problem.
Right.
But there is the back end documents that we're going to share with just the board. Yes, you could do that through OneDrive.
Yeah.
Is that as secure as the system? No. That was kind of the logic behind it when we originally implemented it, was this was something that lives with the board with all of your stuff.
And it's
that-
an outside source, it's an outside
Yeah.
piece, I think is what it is. So it's not like a school source per se, right? Like it is something totally just ran by the board. So there's that piece of it that
So a lot of
somebody's
that-
not coming in and changing things or,
Right.
you know.
But those secure documents we're sending through email anyway, so they're in, right? I mean, a lot of it we're like emailing to each other so we can review it.
Right.
It's not that we're not
Right.
doing that. So I don't think there's any increased risk.
What would we do with all of the previous minutes?
We would need it, yeah, we would
To
need
have
it
it-
extracted. If we were not continuing with them, I think that we would need like. a
And they would
data
have to do
extract-
that
and they
for
would
us,
have to
right?
do-
Because
yeah.
they're dismantling at some point.
It seems like it's very labor intensive to save 1,000. Is that we're at 5 now and we're going to 6?
Well, I think this would be to save 6,000.
Oh,
If we're talking about not right? Is that?
Oh, to not using it at all.
yeah, I
Right.
think that would be a very labor intensive process though. I mean, are we willing to take that on and then not to have that secure feature at the back end? Seems like a nice service to have. And then we can look at when we're not under such a tight deadline of, okay, next year, future planning, can we come up with a better system? Can we shop other vendors? When we're not under a gun of.
Yeah, we definitely
timeline?
don't have time to do vendor
No, we
selection
don't.
on
We
that.
don't have
No.
that. So.
I did pull up some other other school boards, and to be honest, other charter schools, there's not a lot listed.
Yeah,
Because I'd look to see.
we are above and beyond
We
with
are-
the
it's
transparency and the
even like our
documentation. We are
reporting of-
in comparison to
nobody
other,
does.
other charter schools.
Yeah,
Wholeheartedly.
yeah, because I was looking like, oh, what do they use for even recording their board meeting? They don't.
Yeah, a
Right.
PDF.
Yeah, they either show up or read the minutes.
We
They're
have
gonna make a 20.
We have a big community desire for extra transparency a couple of years.
Yeah,
That's really why we went,
So
part-
we're
that was,
$5,000.
yeah, at that
Yeah.
time, we were really, and I think it's always gonna be with what comes, right? Like if there's a big issue and there's a lot of people attending board meetings and things like that, and they're all wanting to look through documents and
Right.
compare because anytime there's a change, right? Then that's something like this is very helpful and supportive and clear. And it allows us to make those changes very quickly and get it out very quickly, and it's there and it's in a secure place. So when we're doing good and there's nothing going on and the biggest change is we've got a MacBook that we don't know how to use, right? Love you, Heather.
Pretty big.
Then right, like it's not it doesn't come across as a big need.
Right.
So that's where we have to always think about too. Like we
Yeah.
could be back in that hot seat real fast.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
got his pitchfork over there behind him. I can see it. So
Yeah, I mean, do we want to?
Who negotiates the contract rates? Because you're gonna say, we have 5,000 budget. It's not that far off the number that their margin on software is very high. We know
That's
they're
a
already
good-
waiving.
that's a valid point.
implementation fee, you said, but
No.
I mean, I think that's worth a shot.
sending an email back to reply.
Yeah.
Like we are currently at this level. We are willing to stay, but we want to stay within.
5,000 budget,
Sounds like a great idea
That's
to me.
smart.
make that work.
And,
Yeah.
and then it does all the work for us. We
Yep.
can maintain that transparency that we want with our
Mhm.
community.
Yeah, you're changing, not us. Why are we having an increase? in
Right.
price?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I didn't even want to change
I suspect there's better pricing if we are willing to commit to a term.
a longer term, right?
Mm.
But on the flip side, do we want to commit to a longer term if we're gonna?
I wouldn't all that keen on doing that.
No,
No. Do
no,
we wanna
especially
roll-
with the transition.
Right,
See how it
yeah.
goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so
Okay.
who has to give the email back
I
to
can.
confirm?
I
Okay.
can. Yeah.
Okay.
So I can see if we can get that down to 5. And I'll report back. And then, yeah, we just have to make our decision by the end of the month. Nothing has to be done by the end of the month. We just need to tell them one way or the other if we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
I can reach out to Kristen to just get
Yeah.
some history of the before, because I think Kristen did the migration.
Yeah.
That was my very first week here. That was
Yeah.
what we did.
Okay.
I will forget that.
Yeah. Like just to understand like what led us to needing this.
Right.
Because I think most of us don't really know what the answer is.
It's not efficient to do it through OneDrive and the website.
No, it's
No,
not.
So-
no.
We were doing it before that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then who's gonna do it? Is that
Right.
gonna be one more task for you?
I appreciate it not being here.
Yeah.
Sincerely.
It
Yeah.
seems like if we could streamline it for people, that'd
Yeah.
be nicer.
Okay, so is this something that's gonna need a vote? Like, can I write back to these folks and then,
Need a vote on this.
forward y'all the information and we can go from there?
I'd move to approve the contract with the best deal that Kate can get.
Oh,
To
okay.
exceed $6,000.
And
And
I-
I second that.
And all in favor?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, cool.
Genius.
I shall
Negotiate
report
away,
back.
Kate.
Oh, guys.
Just adding to your skill set. That resume, you can add another line on
I'm
there.
gonna tell you, I was the worst sales representative ever. Like, you want it for how much? Sure. Here you go.
No, you can't do that. Okay.
Oh, that's all right. I'll just give you it.
I hope they say that.
I'm just, I can be fierce if I want to be. Okay,
Just down there on that committee and have him. do it
right.
One committee.
for you. An ad hoc real quick.
The committee is sending this. Okay,
Sounds like a great job for co-pilot.
yeah. Oh, yeah. We're gonna chat GPT that thing. Okay. All right. I'll report back. Okay. The other item that we had just added wanting to talk about was a vote, right? For adding a board member.
Oh, yes.
Do we want to add that?
Yeah. Let's go
Okay.
ahead and pop that in there. Over there. Yeah, we are at 6 board members, and our previous board meeting, we discussed the need for a little bit larger board depth, not only to be able to take on multiple tasks, but as the school has kind of grown a little bit, we do feel like we need a bigger representation to do that. This evening we interviewed Karen Carlson for a potential board position, and met with her. She has previously served as a board member in the past years in advance and before 10 years ago. She also is currently supporting the marketing and PR as a committee member, has been to multiple board meetings with us. So we're going to go ahead and open up a vote here in a second, but any pending conversation prior to a vote that we need to have?
I think Karen would be a wonderful addition, and I think we would be lucky to have her on our board.
I second that. I appreciate all the marketing insight already. It's been fantastic. I had the pleasure of sitting in on that call, and it was wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just add that we talked in depth with her for about 45 minutes. Impressed I mean, she has been a part of the organization for a long time. She understands boards. She knows at what level that she thinks that, and how the structure works, and some good forward-looking ideas as well.
On top of multiple individual meetings as well.
Yeah,
absolutely. We are still waiting on some reference checks, I think, that we will conduct. So pending completed reference checks, I will make a motion that we go ahead and move to vote to approve adding Karen as a board member for our board. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Welcome to the team, Karen. Now the fun stuff begins with Alicia. You and Kevin have an appointment coming up. For some fingerprints.
You have to go to a trailer to get your fingerprints. Okay.
Yeah.
Something isn't for
Only the best.
Congrats, Karen. Welcome.
If I could just say thank you, I'm really excited, and I'm actually, it's like, I was like, you guys are tough. I'm like, be ready. But I am humbled and excited to join and to be part of, for me it'll be like 2.0, but it's like it's such a different level that it's just very. And if you need help chasing down my references, once you get older, your references are older. Like, answer the phone to me. Or are retired.
Good. That's good. Oh, fun.
Awesome. All right. Well, our last order of business here is going to be our update from our president, Stacy.
Oh, I have some
Committee?
committees.
Oh, I lied. All right. We've got committee updates in the meantime.
You were trying to get us out
I
before
was.
8.
Oh man, I was. Okay. So we had some committee updates. Okay, I accidentally forgot to delete the point from last week about.
I was
reviewing
trying to fix that, but
goals.
it's okay. I'll just talk to it.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we got some good volunteers. I have 7 members interested in adding to maybe 8. Maybe 8. Yeah, Sarah's interested too. Under the umbrella of the development committee, we are going to be meeting the 3rd Wednesday night of the month, so next week. And yeah, we're excited to kick it off. And the approach is to kind of divide and conquer now that we have multiple committee members of piecing the parts with regards to the focus of where we want to go with development this year. So I will give you guys better update as we have our first meeting next week into next month.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Do we have any other committees? We already talked about them.
I did have a question about making sure that the interested volunteers flow.
Yeah, I did not. I have not received that. Full disclosure, I have not tried to receive that. So, but if you have a list of folks who are interested, okay.
I was like, I'll do that. And then we're done.
I didn't ask.
Because there was finance committee people too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like quite a few. Just to make sure they're connected and know what the next step is.
Yeah, because like we haven't had anybody on the last 2 months, like other than school staff.
Right.
There hasn't been anybody, so we definitely need to get that because it's not really a committee with school staff.
Yeah.
I'll get finance committee sorted out.
Okay, so I'll Sarah,
There might have been people
Kevin.
on there though.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'll send it to all of you.
Thank you.
I just set a reminder on myself for tomorrow morning. Yeah, out the door.
You came in a job. You came in the July one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. So we did have one person.
There we go. Yeah. Anybody is welcome to attend our committees on there for sure. So get to know or support with your strengths. Any other committee updates that we need to do?
I don't think so.
Good. Okay.
Should we have a booth or something at Fall Festival just to increase our accessibility? As a personal
The
goal.
board in general?
Yeah, or like
Okay.
the board, or maybe just a couple of us, like maybe do something to just kind of get to know people so they can see us at that.
I mean, I think that if you were going to go and you want to, does everybody get their name tags? Do we get those all set up? Do the new board members have name tags? No?
No, I don't have a name tag.
We need
No.
to get an
I saw
order
that in
and
the bylaws. I'm like, should I do that? Is that okay?
Yeah,
yeah, we should.
I'll remind you guys there's in the welcome letter, there's a place that we go to get the name tags
Yeah.
down the street. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Let's get an order in, especially with the new ones started. Yeah.
Okay.
It'll work.
But that is one of our board goals this year is to be more
Visible.
connected in the community,
Yeah.
visible. So I like that idea. So yeah, I think any of us who could go to the fall festival, we kind of coordinate with each other. Being there and wearing our name.
It's November 8th, I think is what Karen
Yeah.
said, right?
Yeah.
So I put that on here. Board presence. Yes. Well, I just want to shout out everybody who is attending the board meeting and coming and being here in person for us. We've got teachers, level leads, staff, family members. It's nice to see those that are online with us. I see a lot of teachers in the box too, who are just making sure that they are a part of the community. And I think that that's just a really important piece of it. You talk about all the work that everyone's doing between, getting the cross-curricular stuff set up, all of the training and the Montessori training, getting our MTSS program up and running, and love the reading buddies happening. We're going to add some math buddies on there, I know. But I think that we're headed in the right direction. So I just want to thank everybody because it's a work of the heart what everybody is doing and taking the time out of their schedule tonight. So thank you, and looking forward to an amazing Thursday session. Good luck, upper school, secondary campus. Good luck with that. We hope to hear that goes well. Somebody hopefully is videoing some little portions of it, I think is what we had talked about.
And we just heard from West Orange for the Orange Observer.
Oh yeah.
They can't come, but if they said if we send them information, that they will do an article.
Perfect.
So I just emailed the administrative team, also the yearbook teacher to say, hey, get it, because it has to be a certain camera.
Yeah.
To get that out and get pictures. So
yeah.
Heather, you just reminded me that Cindy Hoback is going to be featured as an A+ teacher on News Channel 13 on September 23rd, I think it is. It's going to run every 50 minutes. They came into the classroom and videoed her giving a lesson and then interviewed her. And the cameraman was blown away by the classroom and the kids and all of it. So I think it should be a really good segment. So once that drops and we have the link, we'll be able to link it on the website and Facebook and things like that. But I'm excited to see it.
I love that. I love that. Thank you for sharing that, Kathy.
And actually, Kathy and I are going to do my next Heather Highlights is going to be on International Day of Peace and what that means. So we're going to get some footage of that on the 22nd and get that out. So
with the math equations. I'm trying. Once a math teacher, always a math teacher. I'm sorry. I can't take it out. Julie's got my back down.
Yeah.
Stacey, did you have any other updates?
No, that is it. Thank you everybody for coming out and welcome to the team, Karen. We're super excited to have you supporting and adding your wealth of knowledge.
Yes,
so,
thank you. Next month's meeting is on the 3rd Tuesday of October, not the 2nd. And we can go ahead and adjourn our meeting at 7:44.
4:08.
Oh my gosh.
Thanks everyone. Have a great night.